following presentation contains adult dialogue not suitable for all audiences. Brought to you by Media Listen. Viewer discretion is advised.
Media Listen.
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 Media Listen. You are now listening to Media Listen.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that again. Welcome everybody to a whole new episode of Major Listen. I'm your host Ricky with the Y. Back at it again. I know it's been way too long. It's like 2 weeks. But yeah, man, it's been way too long. Happy to be back. It's been hot as hell here in Houston. We got some rain last week, but it's still hot as hell. Nothing really new over here on this side. The same old. You got, man, I wish I would have gotten a little bit more prepared for this episode. I mostly try to get a special guest, situated. Not necessarily with him, but some of the questions that I have to ask him. But I feel like we're gonna have a solid episode, of course. What else was I gonna say, man? But anyways, man, welcome back to another episode of Major Listen. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks. It's your boy Ricky with the Y. Coming at you again. But yeah, everybody, welcome my special guest, Mr. Ricardo.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's going on, brother? Give me a second. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and share this episode. That way we can go ahead and go share it.
Yeah.
So if you guys hear or listen that we're too quiet, just know that it's because we're trying to share this. Ricardo Photography, right?
Ricardo's Portraits.
Portraits.
Yeah, Ricardo. Ricardo's RICARDOS and underscore and then Portraits. This is like my more active one.
No, but on Facebook?
Oh, on Facebook is Ricardo Photograph.
Oh, okay. Photograph. I'm sorry. I thought it was photography.
No, Photograph, yeah.
I got you, man. I already tagged you.
Cool.
You're in. But anyways, guys, this is my special guest, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, Mr. Ricardo, back in the building.
Hey.
Welcome to the building. That's what I meant. But yeah, man. I was gonna ask you something right off the bat. Oh, what are you going by nowadays? Are you going by Ricardo, or are you still going by Ricky?
Both. Most of my new clients talk to me about, or clients. Most of my new friends call me Ricardo. A few like the homies still call me Ricky. But ever since you got around, you started calling yourself Ricky with a Y. You took the whole nickname. It's hard to go by that. So, Ricardo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. It was hard as hell living in the same town as us, because we had the same first initial and the same last initial as well.
Yeah, and it sounds like it sounds kind of it's Cárdenas and Carreras.
Yeah,
Carrera, right?
Yeah, Carrera. I was Carrera, you were Cardenas, and it was like a whole mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were able to figure it out. And we were talking about Ricky back in high school too, so we're like, which Ricky?
Yeah.
Oh, skinny Ricky.
Yeah. I remember how disappointed some girls were when they're like, "Oh, I'm talking to Ricky." And I was like, "Oh wait," they were like, "Oh wait, it's the wrong one." They thought they were talking to you. They were talking to me. They're like, "Shit, wrong one."
Oh man, that's hilarious, man. But
yeah,
man, what have you been up to ever since high school, bro? It's been so long, and this is what I talked about whenever I say that I use this platform mostly, to catch up with people who are under the radar or below the radar, or whatever, not even close to the radar.
Yeah, shit. I just been working, man. I dropped out when I turned 18 on my birthday.
You're like, I'm
I
gonna get myself by dropping out.
yeah. I remember. I still remember vividly. I went to the office to drop out. They were like, "How old are you?" And I was like, "Today's my birthday. I turned 18." They sang me happy birthday while they filled out my papers for me to drop out. And then, oh,
Hold on. Can't tell if the microphone is all. Maybe move closer.
me
Are
or
you talking to me? You got to be more specific. Which one?
Ricky or Ricky?
Ricky or Ricky? Yeah. Nice background.
Thank you. See, I'm Ricardo.
See, it's gonna see. Yeah, Ricardo's background is amazing.
Thanks,
See,
Pablo.
this is what I was telling you, bro. I love your background. I love it. It looks like you're like being questioned by the authorities.
Big question about what?
It looks like you're being questioned by the authorities.
Right? Got the spotlight on me and shit.
The spotlight. I like the spotlight. I'm telling you, it's really nice.
Hell yeah.
Big head. Ricky.
Damn, like that?
I do have a massive 33-pound head, so I'm pretty sure.
Sheesh.
Yeah, she's talking about me. But yeah, man. So you dropped out. You dropped out of high school at 18. Yeah. They said, "Congratulations, happy birthday." Here you go.
Yeah, I dropped out because I was being stupid, bro. I was like, I'm never gonna get anything better. I don't have papers and this and that, you know. And then so I was working at Mickey D's, and I was like, because in my mind I was like, any job that requires a diploma is gonna require papers. So I was like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think a year later, DACA came out, and they were like, you need a diploma or a GED. I was like, fuck. So I ran to the ACC, signed up for my GED, got my GED. Boy, I ain't never paid so much attention in class until I had to get it because I was paying for it. I was like, if I'm paying for this, I'm getting it. So
yeah.
I got my GED and I got my DACA, and now I've got, you know, I got my driver's license. Everything's good. I can travel anywhere in the U.S. It's dope.
Hell yeah, man.
And besides that, I mean, just working my ass off, doing landscaping. Finally, I got moved into the office now. I'm an inside person now. No more sunburns for me. And huh?
I was gonna ask if you ever seen anybody pass out in this extreme heat.
Oh, for sure, dude. Well,
really?
One of my coworkers, her dad is a concrete worker. They pour concrete. Yeah. He owns his own company. He had an employee die like 2-3 weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it on the news.
No, I didn't see it.
The dude got heat exhaustion. Yeah, like they were working. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and he was like, "Hey, you know what? I don't feel good." They were like, "Hey, go chill in the truck, or go chill in the tree. You know, don't go straight to the cold because it'll do you bad.
Yeah,
you know, go relax for a little bit." And the guy just went and laid down, sat down for a little bit, and they were saying her dad was saying that some guys were on a roof working on a roof and shit, and they were like, hey, that guy. And when they looked over, he was having a seizure. And by the time that the ambulance showed up and everything, he had passed away. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's like my biggest fear, honestly, because you know, I work outside, not necessarily like some of these people do, where they're constantly outside. I get to see. What happened, Ricky?
My light turned off, bro. I'm trying to be fancy and shit. My light messed up.
Was it a timer or what?
Huh? It went to sleep. It didn't see any movement. Like, this motherfucker ain't doing shit.
Man, I remember back when I was in the army. Speaking of lights, when I was in the army, I went to the restroom and I was sitting down. I was taking a shit. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was taking a shit, but there's no like, how do I say it? There's nothing more annoying than whenever you have like one of those timer lights and you're taking it. And all of a sudden the lights go off and you're like sitting down in the toilet trying to wave your hands, trying to activate it again.
Yes. It's happened to me like at restaurants and shit. Oh yeah.
It's happened to me countless times. I'm just like, bro, like I'm over here waving my hands. I'm like, I need a wipe.
I can't see.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, hold on. Damn, what? This heat is no joke. Yeah, man.
No, it ain't.
It's ridiculous, man. I don't remember it ever being this hot back when we were in high school.
Like, I think we didn't care though. I think back then we just Because I remember it used to get into the hundreds, but we just didn't give a shit. We were younger. We were just doing whatever.
Our skin might
Now
have
we
been
got
thick,
now we're out here working in the heat. So
I guess it's a different joke.
yeah, I remember I spent 11 years doing digging holes and trenching because I was a landscaper, irrigation. So I put in sprinklers and this and that. And yeah, I spent 11 years doing that. Fuck, that sucked. I remember there was some days where I was like, "Hey, I need to chill because it's too damn hot." We'd have. I went to Walmart and bought those canopy things, the little tachitos.
Yeah.
So I was like, hell no, because nobody used to have those like in our company. And I was like, for $40, I'm buying one. I don't give a fuck. And I went and bought it, and like the moment that the supervisors saw it, they were like, "Hey, we're getting one for everybody, everybody that digs holes and shit." I was like, "What the? We'll pay for mine too."
Right?
They're like, "Nah, you already got one. You're good."
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
They should have compensated you for giving them the
Right.
idea at least, right? Like, man, if it wasn't for Ricardo, we'd be dead by now.
Dude, literally, it was like at least a good maybe 15, 20 degree difference under the tachito from being in the sun. It was ridiculous. It was a big difference. Because we were in this hole that we'd been digging. We'd dig 4 or 5 feet deep, with shovels, and there's no wind in there no more or anything. It's just, and you're just baking with that sun. So we put that little tachito up there. We put some little fans on top of it.
Yeah.
Had the air moving. It was nice, bro.
What, man?
Yeah.
You like did a whole engineering job right there.
Oh,
You
boy, I
like
tell you
changed the
what.
game forever.
Boy, I tell you what, I was like, I'm not dealing with this heat.
Right, man? Fuck that.
Hell yeah.
But ever since then, I've seen you've grown into like where did the photography come from? Because I noticed that you're I kind of muted myself there a little bit.
Oh.
Did it become was it like a hobby that turned into like a more of a passion, or how did it begin, man?
So for me, I don't know if you remember or not, like were we together in junior high or no?
No, I think you went to
I was
Harvey.
You were out. Yeah. Well, like in Harvey, and even like in earlier in like 3rd grade and shit, 3rd, 4th grade, I was the kid with the little the Desechable camera, like the little disposable camera, the
yeah.
and then press to take the picture and shit.
Yeah.
I was that kid, and then I just dropped it for a long ass time, and when my cousin got with his wife, she's a professional photographer. Just seeing her do it, shout out to Maritza. Just seeing her do it inspired me to want to get back into it.
Yeah.
And I'm real extra as fuck, as you can kind of tell. I was like, I don't want to have to buy too many cameras, so I went and bought one really good camera for a good amount of price. We'll put it that way. I can't say how much because, yeah. And so I buy my lenses, and I don't want to buy it twice, so I just buy the better version of whatever I can.
Yeah.
And it's been so helpful for me. I love it. And I've always liked shooting. I started with cars. I started shooting cars because cars don't complain. You can tell a car to sit there for an hour, and I can take pictures of it all around, and it doesn't complain.
Exactly.
Then I started doing it with people, and it's just been so fun getting to meet new people, getting to work with people, getting to like I've met doctors and shit that I take photos of.
Yeah.
Super crazy.
So you would much rather take pictures of cars?
When I first started, yeah, for sure.
But now it's more people.
Yeah. So also it helps me with, I have severe social anxiety. I can't stand people. I always tell people I hate people. Just plain out, I hate everybody. I have my permanently tired shirt on because I'm tired of people all the time. And so, but having my camera, getting to be behind my camera is like basically my shield, and I get to just point my camera and like have my camera be me and me behind it, and that's really how I've gotten out of my comfort zone.
Okay, so you're using it like in a therapeutic way too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like
huh?
Kind of like the same thing that I'm doing here, because I have really bad anxiety. Period. Like I can't, like I shut down like completely.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's trying to come over me because I'm trying to make. I think way too much.
Yeah.
I start thinking way too much to the point that I just start, taking it out on myself, being like, hey man, like you need to go harder. You need to ask the right questions. You need to pay more attention to what he's doing, what he's saying, and stuff like that. All these thoughts are going to my head as you're talking and as I'm talking because I want this episode to be solid. And I have this constant battle every time I have an episode. It's not necessarily just with you. It's just an everyday battle. And sometimes I do shut down. There's times where it does get to me. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to look back at this video and tell myself like, okay, that's what happened. That's where I went wrong. Let me go ahead and change it for the next episode. That way I can be more comfortable.
Hell yeah.
And so, in a sense of, in a sort of way, we're kind of helping ourselves by getting out of our comfort zone and doing something that is completely unfamiliar to us. Because that's what really, at the end of the day, that's what it really is. It's basically therapeutic in a way. And I'm glad you found that in photography, because not only are you out of your comfort zone and helping yourself, but you're also showing people, what you're made of and what you're capable of. Because honestly, man, I see your work and I think it's top notch.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot.
It's I want to show people before we continue. I want to show people some of at least one of the pictures that I saved so that people can see exactly your work. This is one that was like, holy crap, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I can't believe
that's
that.
my boy Jacob right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my boy Jacob. Yeah, he's cool as hell.
Yeah, I thought this was freaking awesome because it's giving off that creepy vibe, that horror film type of vibe right there.
Hell yeah.
And it's just amazing. It's one of those moments that you wish you could capture, and you did that right here.
Yeah, dude, like it's so cool to just be able to capture those moments. Like cosplay has become 90% of my business now. Just shooting people that dress up, that cosplay and stuff. It's become such a big part of my business that I had never even thought about doing any of it. And then one of my friends, I met her. She's a cosplayer. She was the first reason I ever got into photography. Her name's Marley. She was my first cosplay person, and because of her, I was introduced to all these other amazing cosplayers, and I've been able to expand into all of it. Now I travel to cons, to conventions. I share hotels with strangers and shit, like
really?
things that I would never do in my life. But it's fucking awesome, dude. Like
I have seen that you're doing more of the anime conventions and stuff like that, and I thought that was pretty cool because those are the people that want their picture to be taken right there at that moment, because they're showing out to these places and their favorite gear, and they want people to capture those moments. And like you said, you were at the right place at the right time, basically, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
For sure, man. It like people hey, awesome. Totally lost my train of thought. No, yeah, like people like to these cons, like these conventions, like people literally will pay hundreds of dollars just to get into the convention for a weekend. Like I went to one this past weekend. It was the superhero convention for one of my friends. I took her to because she was gonna meet Andrew Garfield from the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah. So she was gonna go meet him. So I drove her to San Antonio, and it was $100 for just the Sunday to get in.
Just that Sunday?
Yeah, it was just for Sunday. So if you go think about it, for the weekend, it'd be $100 at least. So $300 just for the weekend. And people will pay it happily, dude. And plus, like, these intricate costumes that they have will cost them hundreds of dollars at a time. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, it's amazing.
Some of these people, they make them, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of the people that I follow and stuff, they make like just watching them make their cosplays, like go from zero, they 3D print them, they cut them out of foam, like they'll get a foam thing and carve it out and glue it, and it's so crazy to me. Like the creativity and the dedication it takes is fucking awesome to me.
That's because they have a passion for it. They definitely want it. They don't care how long it takes or how much money they spend. They actually want that.
Hell yeah.
All right, Ricky, as you can tell, we're going to go ahead and get started with this episode, man. The first
Hell
question,
yeah, bro.
you ready for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. So what inspired you
Hey, that's dope.
to become a photographer?
Like I said, I've always been into photography, but seeing my I guess you call it my cousin being a photographer really lit it back into me. And then my first the first person that I did a photo shoot with was my great amazing friend Livier. You know Livier, right? I think you do. Maybe not.
What's her last name?
Beltran. She went to high school with
Yes.
us.
Okay. Yes. I know. Whoa, I haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So she was my first, the first person I shot. If it wasn't for her, I'll always say it. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in photography right now because she gave me the confidence to do it. She's the reason that I had the confidence to get into photography and to shoot people besides cars. Yeah. So because of her, I stuck with it and I love it.
How exactly did she inspire you to continue to pursue that?
Well, I mean, I asked her because I was like, look, me and her are real cool, we're good friends. So I asked her, I was like, hey, would you be up for some photos? I'm trying to learn how to do people photography. I can't guarantee they'll look good, but and she was so down for it. She went and bought outfits for it. She went and did everything. It was like thanks to her that I was able to get into it. That I was able to realize that it was a passion of mine to shoot people.
Okay.
Because after working with her with it, it really let me know that I really liked it a lot.
Okay. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do you have any of her pictures on your portfolio?
Yeah, I do. On my Instagram, if you go to the very beginning of it, how do I present?
Huh?
I can present, right? Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. Let me see. Share screen.
Well, because you have 3 pages on Instagram. That's all I know. Which one are
I got 4 now, bro.
4?
I just moved up to 4 now. Yeah.
Jesus.
I have my my boudoir page now as well.
You know what? I can't even pronounce that, so I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try to. So I'm gonna let you handle that. Boudoir?
Yeah, boudoir.
Yeah.
Window.
You can call me Ricardo, man.
Let me see if it's gonna pop up or not. Did it work or not?
I don't see anything, man.
Present. No. Here, let me see. Share screen. Window. Share.
Oh, I see something.
There it goes. Did it go?
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on.
No. So if you go to the very, beginning of my pages, you'll see the first shoot that I did with her, and these are all my photos. Me myself, by the way.
So for everybody watching, if you're not watching live or directly towards video, I guess you could say, you should, because he's showing all of the pictures that he's done, which is freaking amazing. So if you're not watching this on video, you should be. And this is the first. This is the first time I've ever done this.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I have something in my mouth. Like a fly.
Let's see. We're almost there. We're almost there,
guys. As you can tell, man, this is amazing shots right here.
Yeah. So these were the first shots that I did.
This was the first shots of her, or like in general.
And like as a photographer of people, this was it. This is my first time shooting people. Yeah.
And what were the exact words that she told you? Like, hey, Ricky, you need
Well,
to go
well, I
ahead and
asked
do
her.
this.
I asked her. I was like, hey, I really want to learn how to shoot people. Could I shoot you? And she said, yeah. She was down for it. And like I said, thanks to her, I was able to have the confidence to pursue it.
Okay.
So yeah, these are my first photos of Livier, which
That's
is
awesome.
amazing to me. I love sharing that for a fact, man. That's so awesome.
And you've also captured some moments of a baby shower, look like.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that was a baby shower.
That's my
gender
little
reveal.
cousin. My little cousin, Kari, right here. Yeah, it was her
I know
gender
her.
reveal. Yeah. Let's
Oh
see.
God, it's been so long since I've seen her.
Yeah. Let's see if you can see when the things pop. Let's see. Oh, there it is.
You have to show me how you did this because I think it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Why'd you zoom in on his face?
Good, look at his face. It looks ridiculous. I fucking
Well,
love
apparently
it, man.
they're having a boy, or they had a boy.
Yeah, they had a boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
a great
congratulations
little
to
kid.
them. It's been 127 weeks. I'm pretty sure that baby's born. So, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
that's freaking amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out so it could just be us.
Yeah. Here, I'll stop sharing. Yeah. Okay.
No,
there
you're
you
good. You're good.
go. All right. Cool.
But let's see. You got some nice work. You got my
Thank
sister
you.
that sings so good, and my wife
Hey.
is fire. You can tell we're very supportive here.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
That's for my
I keep doing this, but it
for
keeps
my
hurting my leg.
Huh?
I said I keep doing this, and it keeps hurting my leg every time I do it. I'm too old to be having my leg up.
I'm telling you, man. I like your setup though.
I appreciate it,
I need,
man.
I need to find a way to, have a spotlight towards me so that I don't know. I like that.
Yeah.
I like your
I
chair.
got you. I'll help you out later. I'll hook you with some lights.
Awesome, man. So for my next question, what type of photography do you specialize in?
So,
Is it that boudoir?
so boudoir, I'm trying to grow that right now. I'm trying to grow it into something big, but right now I'd say cosplay is my specialty now because
Yeah.
of how much I do it. But portrait photography in general, so just of people in general, is what I'm shooting a lot of.
Okay, I do have a question off the record.
Sure.
Exactly is boudoir for those of us just like myself who don't necessarily know what that is?
So
Can you dumb it down for me?
yeah, so the definition of it is like bedroomish. So I think it sounds like boudoir, like bedroom, like intimate photos of like women in their underwear or women in their lingerie and stuff like that. But people just take it everywhere now. Boudoir at the beach, boudoir in the forest, boudoir on a rooftop. It's just
Yeah.
basically, women in intimate clothing is basically what it is.
So how did you get into that? Was it just a request, or was it?
Yeah, I had a request from somebody asked me if I would do a boudoir shoot for them, and I did it. And at first I didn't want to do it just because I didn't want the stigma of it's a photographer trying to shoot naked women, and things like that. So I was like, but after one client, you get another and you get another, and then you realize it's not like about that. Like it's not one second. It's not about being a creep or anything. Like you just do it. You ask people if they want to get shot in boudoir, and so many people are so down.
Yeah.
I've gotten that a lot. I've heard that it's very empowering. Like, I always told women in general. I've done men too. I do boudoir, so it's the same thing but for dudes. And it's crazy. But I tell women all the time, like, don't wait to be confident in your body to do a photo shoot like this, a boudoir photo shoot. Let my photo shoot give you the confidence. Because seeing your like I've told women and they've told me, seeing their photos, because I print out photos too. I give them a big book sometimes and stuff with their photos printed out in professional paper, and seeing those photos can let them see, the side of them that they don't get to see normally.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. For us people, we don't necessarily, we don't see ourselves in other people's eyes. So you're trying to give them that perspective.
Correct. Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
That's awesome. wow, that's
Yeah.
you couldn't
Yeah,
say it
it-
better yourself. honestly.
Yeah, it's something that I didn't realize would be such a big thing until I started it, and then I was like, wow, like this is really a cool thing. Like it's people really appreciate it, and people enjoy getting these types of photos. Like
Yeah.
like I said, it helps them with their self-esteem. It helps them with self-love. It helps with a lot of things. Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty rewarding for you, I bet.
it really is. Yeah, it really is. I'm actually in the middle of a body positivity project that I'm working on for myself, where I'm shooting a bunch of different people, men and women, a bunch of different body types, and like Calvin Klein, like doesn't have to necessarily be Calvin Klein, but like that style with the big band and stuff.
Yeah.
So that type of photo shoot and stuff. So I've been doing that I'm trying to run it for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and then compile all the photos and make like a real nice cut through of all the photos and just show all the people. I think it'll look cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool, man.
Yeah.
Let me go to my next question.
Let's
What is
go.
the challenging aspect of photography for you?
Ooh. Most challenging aspect is I don't know. Lighting at the moment is me. I'm learning how to do lighting. I used to always be a outdoor photographer
Yeah.
with just the sunlight or just the moonlight and just that light. But since I got the studio, I've had to learn how to work with lights, and it's been a learning experience. It's been a learning curve. You know, if you put the light too high up, it gives shadows in your eyes.
Yeah.
You put it too down low, you get the light up the nose. So things like that, and like how to give like interesting lighting.
Yeah. 'Cause
Um,
it took me a while to figure out what kind of lighting I need for even the podcast itself, because you have to be on camera. You don't want to give yourself too much shadow in your eyes and all that
Yes.
stuff. And eventually, I was only doing one light. I think I only had this one light, which was okay at the moment. And then I had the main light on,
Mhm.
but then I figured like, let me turn this main light off, and it made a huge difference. 'Cause
yeah,
it still feels like I'm in a room full of lighting, when in
Mhm.
reality I only have two lights on. If I
Yeah,
turn these two lights off,
yeah. Having two lights come at you like this. Like right now, I only have one. I only have this sun right here. I wanted to have my other one, but I battery was dead and shit, so I didn't put that one on. But having two lights coming at you from about 45 degrees
yeah,
helps a lot. It gives you
it
such
really
like
does.
you have really nice lighting on you. Like your lighting is very even on your face. It's real
Yeah,
nice.
And you know what? It took me a while to figure that out. Like I said, and I told you this. I think before the episode started, that it took me so long to figure out. Well, I look back at my recent or my latest episodes and see what can I improve on.
Yeah.
And the lighting was one of the things that I needed to improve on big time. So eventually I figured it out. All it took was a lot of, practice test failures and whatnot. But, here I am.
Hey, you learn by failing.
Exactly, man. So I think this is all a huge learning experience for the both of us.
Heck yeah, man.
And what is the most reward? Well, I think you kind of answered this question already, but what is the most rewarding aspect of photography for you? Would you say it's like the thing you just mentioned?
The empowerment and everything for sure, but also, so me personally, I know some photographers do it as well, but I keep every photo I take. I have literal terabytes and terabytes of photos, which for people that don't know, it's thousands of gigabytes.
Yeah.
Fuckloads. Because I had one client message me asking me if I had photos of their father still, because their father had passed away, and none of them had like photos of the man laughing or photos of the man, with the kids or anything.
Yeah.
And I went through all my records, and I just so happened to still have photos from way back. I had shot him like maybe 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was able to give them those photos, and they appreciated it so much that I decided to never delete any photos again. And for me, it's capturing those moments that you can't get back.
Yeah.
You enjoy them in the moment, and you think, oh, I'll remember them for later and this and that. But nothing like having the photo or having a video to go back to later, you know, and just with those in those moments when you don't have the person anymore, you can go
The
back and look at the
memories.
photos and remember the memories. Yeah.
The memories, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you say you have thousands and thousands of pictures of people, is there like a certain way that you save them on your computer, on your forms, or in your files? Do you name them? Anything
Yeah,
special,
they're
specific?
named, they're categorized by year, then categorized by month, then categorized by shoot, then categorized by name.
That's
So
awesome.
just yeah, it takes a lot of fucking time at the beginning because
Yeah,
when I started it, I already had so many photos, and I was like, oh, I really need to categorize all this stuff. So it took forever,
exactly.
but at the now I can just anytime I want, I can plug into my hard drive and just
Yeah,
go into it whenever I want.
and I think that's a good way to set it up too, or to have them labeled by year too, because
Yeah,
then if anybody asks you in specific, hey, by the way, 5 years ago I took some shots with you. Can you please look them up?
yeah.
Like you had that instance with that, with the deceased father who recently passed
Hmm.
away.
Yeah,
I thought, you still had those pictures and you were able to, figure out like, okay, how long
yeah,
ago was it? Cool, bam, bam, bam. Here
yeah,
they are.
man. I do that for that, and like now that I do like on a lighter note, like now that I do conventions, people will be like, "Oh, you're the photographer that was taking photos at this convention, last year. Do you still have those photos of me?" And I can be like, "Yeah, let me look them up real quick," and I find them, and it's
That's
it's pretty
awesome.
cool to be able to get them like that.
Hey, that's very well. That's very professional of you. And I think a lot of people, if they're, especially if they're starting off with photography and stuff like that, that's something that they need to consider as well.
For sure.
As for my next question, brother, let me see. Where was I? What is what is the most memorable photo you've ever taken?
Um, Let me see. My most memorable photo.
Oh, maybe you can share it here too, like you did last time.
I think I can. Give me a sec.
I didn't. It's like I said, for everybody watching this, if you heard me earlier, this is the first time we've ever done this, and I have no idea what he did. So you have to tell me how you did that.
For sure, bro.
But he told me like, "Yeah, I'm gonna share it right now." I was like, "Oh, what? How are you gonna share?" Oh wait,
Yeah, man. Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it at? I have it here. It's not even like a very complicated photo by any means. It
yeah.
is a photo I took at a photo walk with one of my good friends. Oh goodness. Hold on. Where's this photo at? Her name's Caitlin. Let me see if I can find it. But while I find it, let me talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
We did this photo shoot a while back, and it was for a photo walk. Just some friends getting together and doing photos, and she used it for because she does modeling, runway modeling and stuff,
Yeah,
and she used it as her photo for let's see, give me a sec. For her runway stuff, and they put it up on the New York billboards.
oh yeah.
Yeah, she told me about it, and I instantly had to fly out to New York to go see my photos up in the New York billboards, bro.
That is
It was,
awesome.
yeah. So that's my most memorable photo, because it's just it was a crazy experience. It is right here.
See this for sure. Man.
Present, share screen. Okay, window. She might take
How
a
the
second to
hell
come up, but
Yeah, I see it.
yeah. So this photo right here is she got this posted on the New York billboards. It wasn't a big one. It wasn't one of the big giant ones, but it was a amazing experience for me, man.
Yeah, just to get that recognition,
Yeah,
just to know that
it,
you took that picture.
yeah. Just like I took the picture, and it was such an awesome. Let me stop sharing now. Yeah. It was such an awesome experience. Like I stood there because they showed it every 45 minutes
Yeah.
for 24 hours.
Oh,
I caught it like 6 times. It was like 30 something degrees out there. I flew out there so fast. I didn't even take a jacket with me. So I just had this long sleeve shirt, and that's all I was wearing. With it was long sleeve shirt with like a hoodie that I bought at Walmart on my way to the airport.
Yeah.
And because I was like, I can't be that cold. I was wrong. New York is cold. Yeah, and I just stood there in Times Square and watched my photo come up. And I'd tell people, I'd point at people and be like, that's my fucking photo right there, man.
That's freaking awesome. Hey, man, I would be doing the same thing. I'd be so hyped up. Hey, man, I took that. I did that shit.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome, man.
And thanks to going there, I got to shoot the, what is it called? New York Fashion Week runway show. She got me a media pass to go shoot it and to meet all these amazing designers and stuff.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, man.
That was definitely an experience to have for sure.
Yeah, man.
Especially if you didn't even expect it. How long of a notice did you even have?
Sorry, notice
how long
to be up there?
Yeah,
I found out Thursday. I got there Saturday.
Jeez, so I found out Thursday.
I found out Thursday night, like it was like midnight, and then Friday I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "How am I gonna get out there? I gotta get out there as soon as possible," and this and that, and then. So Friday, I started trying to look for flights, and everything was like out of my price range. I was like, I can't do it. And then the next morning, I caught a flight at like 5 a.m, and it was the cheapest flight I could find. Like jumped on it, flew out there, and the rest was awesome, man.
Did you stay in the hotel and everything?
Yeah, I stayed in the hotel. So my original plan was fly there early in the morning and then fly back later that night.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't afford the hotel or anything.
Yeah.
But it was so expensive to fly back the same night that it was cheaper to get a hotel for 2 nights and then fly back than it was to fly there and fly back same night.
Oh, okay.
So I just got a hotel. Huh?
I said, well, that makes sense then.
Yeah. So I got to stay there. I walked what's that big old park that they have out there? Central Park. The Central. Okay. Yeah, I walked Central Park. That thing is ginormous. Movies don't give it justice. That thing is giant.
They don't do it any justice.
Dude, it's like I walked probably 20 to 25 miles every day while I was there.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a walking city right there. Houston doesn't compare to that thing as a walking city.
Yeah. We drive over here. Even in downtown, I want to drive.
Oh, yeah.
As for my next question, bro, what is your favorite camera and lens to use?
So my camera is my Canon R5. It is a mirrorless camera, and as far as my lens, I use the 50 millimeter 1.2 RF, which is a very fancy, very nice lens that I decided to splurge on. And so I bought the lens, and then my other favorite lens, I have it around here. Give me a second. My other favorite lens is this guy.
Oh,
so you can't really tell very much, but it's ginormous. It's
it looks like a telescope.
Yeah, it's gigantic. It's 105 millimeter with a 105 millimeter glass in front. So it's huge.
Jesus.
And it gives me really nice bokeh, really nice like blurry background that I really get to enjoy. And it's a look that not a lot of people get with that lens. Like not a lot of people have that lens. It's not because it's an expensive lens, but it's a real niche lens. Like not a lot of people use it because it's so heavy and it's kind of cumbersome to carry around. Yeah. But I find it completely worth it to carry it around.
How much is something like that? The lens itself.
So that lens, the big lens that I had here, was original price is $1,200.
Yeah.
I got it on discount. I got it used, so I got it for a little cheaper than that. And then my 51.2 RF original price is $2,400. So yeah, I got that one also used. I think I got it for like, if anybody else asks, like $200. But if my mom asks, it was $200. But I think I got it for like $1,900.
1,800?
Like 1,900, yeah.
Oh, 1,900. Okay.
Yeah.
See that. You gotta have a real passion for that. for you to spend all that money.
Yeah, man.
And
It's
you better be good, and you better be making money off of taking pictures from other people too, because
yeah.
that's how it'll pay itself.
Oh yeah. Luckily, it's everything's paid for itself already. Even this
There you
laptop paid itself back. So yeah, man.
That's awesome, especially where you can make money off of it. Hell yeah, that'll work out.
Yeah.
See, for a person like me who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, for me to spend that much money, it would not make sense.
Yeah, but I mean, it's easy to learn, bro. YouTube. I learned everything I know off of YouTube Academy, bro.
YouTube Academy, hell yeah.
Yeah,
man.
man. Just
I feel like that's YouTube teaches us way more things than the real life has taught us.
man, I'll tell you what. I spend literal hours on YouTube, just days probably by now, watching great photographers like Peter McKinnon, Manny Ortiz, and them, the North Borders guys. They take such amazing photos that inspire me to want to go out and recreate, or want to go out and just create. Period. Like they take these awesome photos. Yeah.
Do you ever lose motivation to take pictures?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I like well. So I struggle. Like I mentioned earlier, I struggle with severe anxiety. I also struggle with very bad depression. I don't tell anybody about that. Don't tell nobody. So yeah, I struggle with depression a lot, and sometimes I don't want to do anything. Sometimes I don't want to take photos or do anything. But at the same time, what gets me out of my funk and what gets me out of my shell is just doing photography. You know, so it's definitely my savior. It keeps me motivated, keeps me busy, and anytime I start thinking, you know, any bad thoughts or anything, just really remembering that, I still got work to do. I still have photos to edit. I have a convention coming. I need to prepare for that. I need to prepare for a photo shoot that I got to schedule. And a lot of times, luckily for me, people will contact me and be like, "Hey, let's do a photo shoot," and I'm horrible at saying no. So I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And between when I say yes and when I get to the shoot, I find my motivation to get back into it again.
That's awesome. No, that's the same thing with the podcast, man, because there is countless times where I'm just like, I just don't want to do it no more. I'm just like ready to hang it up. Cause let's be honest, it's not that I don't have a passion for it. It's just the fact that I like you said, you know, we deal with a lot of depression, like I do myself, and there's always that voice in our head that could tells us like, hey man, just what are you doing? Like, are you even good at this? Like are you even going as hard as you should be? Like, remember, you have anxiety, so you know, like, what if you have a panic attack, you know, on camera? You know, all these negative thoughts just come to your head, and to the point that you're like, man, I don't even know if I should do it today or not, because it's a constant battle every time I have to do an episode, because it's always a you know, just a bunch of yapping in my head.
For sure, man.
Like, hey man, you sure you want to do this? You sure you want to continue that? But at the end of the day, just now, when I'm doing this episode with you, with anybody, it gets me out of that. You know, all those negative thoughts, all those negative voices just seem to go away, because we are in a place where we want to be at. Not because we're being forced, but it's just because we have a passion for it.
For sure, like definitely. A lot of the times it's right before, like I said, like from the moment that you get the notice to like, do you want to do something or something like that, and then by the time that you start it, like once you're into it, you're good. Like once you're in it, you're flowing. Especially if you have a good click with people. Like luckily for me, all the people that I shoot with, for the most part, I'd say 99% of them, I have good conversation, good clicking. Like I'm a very good. I like to talk. I like to joke. I like to make, you know, random jokes and stuff, and that's what helps me, you know, be comfortable. So like talking with you, like especially talking with you, I keep pointing at the screen instead of the camera. Talking with you, like getting just the fact that I know you, you know, just catching up with you and stuff. It's so cool. Like, I've been wanting to do a podcast where I can just talk and see how it goes, and this is awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
No, I'm glad you're feeling that way, because even if you know, me and you, we've known each other for many years, And I use this platform, like I told you many times. I use it just to reconnect with people because there's some people that just are so interesting that I want to reconnect with them again. And some of them have grown, both mentally and physically and spiritually. So,
Sure.
I want to reconnect with people like that because, they're it's just so interesting. People are interesting. We're interesting people, creatures, honestly. And even if I don't know the person, I find a way to get out of that. So in order to make them comfortable and have basically all of their energy match mine. Because if you notice, there has been episodes where it's the first time where I'm talking to somebody, but we talk to each other like we've been knowing each other for years because I try to get them out of their comfort zone, just to try to make them more comfortable enough for them to be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell my whole story. I'm gonna give this episode of my everything because this dude is making me comfortable.
For sure, man. Hell yeah.
And I always have to be on my A game with that because at the end of the day, it's up to me whether I want to have a good episode or not, honestly.
Yeah.
So we do have a question by my sister. She asked, did you ever struggle with confidence in your work? I feel like I stare at pictures I take too long that they mess up with my confidence.
Oh, for sure. So let me put it to you this way. When I was doing natural life photography, and even when I go to conventions and shoot, I take on average 1,500 to 2,000 photos. Out of those 2,000 photos, I'll end up with maybe 100 good photos. So it's a lot of just going through every photo and deciding, okay, this one's good, okay, this one's good, this one's good enough. And it's just sometimes I just sit there and I look at the gigantic portion of no good photos, and I'm like, I'm not a good photographer. Like I'm not doing I'm not doing it. Like it's not. Sometimes I just look at all my photos and I'm like, no, this is all shit. Like this is all garbage. Throw it all away. And I just have to stop. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed, or sometimes I just don't. You lose confidence in yourself more than your work.
Do you ever have to give do you ever have to give like another person's perspective, I guess, to be like, hey, what do you think about this?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I have several photographer friends that I talk to, that we share photos and we share like experiences, and we get to luckily for me, I have good people that I talk with that don't always just that's great work, that's great work, that's great work. No, like they're like, you give me good criticism.
Yeah,
like, that's really good, but this could have made it better, or this could have made it this, or made a difference, or this and that. And realizing that from them helps me be like, you know what, I'm not a bad photographer. This is just a bad shot. This is just a bad, one bad one. And then I get to go through all the rest of my photos and I realize like, no, this is good shit. Like this is still good stuff. There's some photos in here that can be saved, or there are great photos. And it's just, like it's, what was the question? Oh yeah, if I lose my confidence. So I lose, I'd say I lose more confidence in myself than I do my work.
Yeah, man. I feel like we always need another person's perspective for just to get a little boost in confidence in a way. Like, hey, man, you're not doing a bad job. These are actually pretty good. What the hell?
For sure, yeah.
Why are you beating yourself up?
Yeah, sometimes we're harder on ourselves than anybody else.
I think that's what it really is.
Yeah,
like we're like our most, how do I say it? Like our worst critics.
Critics, yeah. Our hardest critics. Our hardest critics.
Yeah, hardest critics. Yeah, that's what it is.
Is your sister a photographer as well, or is she?
I think it's like a little passion of hers. Like she likes taking like getting into like little stuff here and there. She'll take like anniversary pictures, graduation pictures.
Oh yeah.
But she really has a little nick for it, and she really wants to tune into this episode mostly because she knows that I was going to have you in here.
Oh yeah.
And of course you showed your work, and you can. This is going to be like a huge word of mouth for you.
Heck yeah, man! That's how it's. That's what business is. Like, especially in photography, most of the time, especially for me, I don't spend anything in I don't spend anything in advertisement. It's all just word of mouth. It's all throw it into my Instagram, throw it into my Instagram, throw it into my Instagram, and have people share it.
Exactly.
I don't have enough. I'm trying, but I don't have enough
Confidence to change, or to charge her how to start.
So,
Tell us your story about how you did that though, because I
yeah,
know you said that
you're worth what you want to be, what you want to get paid. So it's my thing. I have clients that pay $50. I have clients that pay $2,000 for the same shoots, basically. So, just charge. That's all it is. Like, just pick a price that you're comfortable with. Because if you take photos, Nayeli, if you take photos, or anybody, you know it's not just the photo shoot. Like, you do the photo shoot, it takes you an hour. So you prep before you leave your house. You drive 30 minutes. This is Houston, so you drive 30 minutes to an hour anywhere. You spend the hour shooting, then you drive back. Then you have to sit at your computer or sit at your whatever device you're editing on, and edit for another hour and a half, 2 hours. And people don't see that. People only see the photo shoot, and they think, oh, it was a 30-minute shoot. I'm only going to pay $20 or $30 and they think it's a lot. It's like, no. It takes lots of skill. It takes lots of time to sit there and going through every photo. Like I said, I go through thousands of photos at a time sometimes, just to find 100, and that means back and forth, picking the right one, and then editing. If they have pimples, if they have a scar, if they have this or that, or say in the background, like this fucking thing right here.
Yeah.
This fucking plug. Every photo that I take in the studio that has this background, I have to go in and remove it because it's such a pain in the ass to have it there. But I can't remove it, so it's just.
Have you ever gotten any weird requests like, "Hey, can you remove that weird mold that's growing on my side?"
Yeah. Dude, you get all kinds of requests. Change my eye color, change my hair color, change. I have this mole here, get rid of it. I have wrinkles here, get rid of those. It's all kinds of things.
You should say hey, if God Himself can't remove it, what makes you think I will?
Right. But I tell people, I was like, this isn't just like when they complain about how long. When I tell them like, oh, it takes me, forever to edit. They're like, well, it's not that hard on Instagram. I'm like, no, that's just you throwing a fucking filter on it, and that's it. Like, no, this is me going through every photo and finding a picture where you're not blinking, where you don't look cross-eyed, where you don't have a lazy eye, where you don't have, your lips aren't crooked, or you don't have a piece of food in your mouth. All kinds of things. I'm going through all that and fixing all that.
Okay.
So it's definitely a lot of back to the question. Definitely a lot of editing and definitely a lot of concentration and time. So I'd say you're never going to get paid unless you charge. And until you charge, people will still come to you. If your work is good, people will come, no matter what. So I'd say charge a price that you're comfortable with. Say it, put a base price, and just be like, look, this is my price. If you want to shoot, cool. If you don't want to shoot, oh well. And so you have to be comfortable with, especially like right now, if you don't get paid for any of your photos or anything. One thing I could recommend is charging just $50, just $50, and that gets you in the door. That gets you in the door to getting paid. When you get comfortable with charging $50, you can charge more. And it's just growing confidence in yourself. Your work. I haven't seen your work, Nayeli, but if you think your work is worth it, I'd say do it, because no one's gonna value it if you don't value it. You have to value it first, and then other people will appreciate it. So yeah.
That's true, man.
Yeah.
That's true, man, and I hope she takes your advice, bro. Because
I hope so, man.
I know she deals with a lot of
yeah,
confidence. She lacks a little bit of it, but I know she can do it.
Yeah.
She said, "Thank you."
Of course. If you have any questions or any want any advice or anything, I don't know what you shoot with or anything, but I'm always available. Message me or whatever, and I'd give you any advice, or we can go out and shoot together, find some people and or do street photography, whatever you're into, and do some cool shots.
Hey, that'd be awesome, bro.
Yeah.
What is your
Shoot photos.
what is your editing process like?
So I only use Lightroom. A lot of people use Lightroom and Photoshop, but I don't know how to use Photoshop, so I just stick to Lightroom.
Me either. I was like, nope. What
Yeah,
the hell is this?
I opened the system and I was like, what the fuck is this? Nah, fuck that. Back to
Yeah.
Lightroom. And because I learned Lightroom because when I first started, for like the first year and a half, I did all my editing on my phone.
Yeah.
So I just Lightroom mobile on your phone, just tweaking stuff. And then when I finally got into the computer, I was able to mess with it more. But I still stuck with Lightroom. And yeah, most of the time, all I'm changing, when I take the photo, it's not even so much what's in the camera. I already know what I want to change in my editing that I can just instantly already know what I want to do with it.
Just makes it easier for you. You already know what you're going in there for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't take too long. Sometimes some photos take more work than others, but a lot of the time now, I don't want to say that I'm over experienced or anything, but now with the experience that I do have, I can get it pretty close, and by the end, it's just changing color a little bit and raising the shadows here and there and stuff. And yeah,
I got you. Yeah, man, I went to Photoshop one time too, just to see what it was, what people were talking about. I had to exit out right away because I was like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Yeah. So my mom knows how to use Photoshop better than I do.
What?
She uses it for her. So she had like a Cricut, those things to cut the stickers with and all that stuff, and like cut like all that jazz.
Yeah.
So she does that, and she has to get into Photoshop so she can cut her photos and stuff. And then sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, how do I do this?" Or "Hey, how do I do that?" And she's there trying to show me how to do it and stuff. It's crazy.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And you say you're not from the U.S.?
Yeah, I'm from Mexico. I was born in Mexico, Monterrey, Nuevo León, and we came here when I was 2, though. So I mean, I've been here damn near 30 years.
It's scary how much we have in common.
Right?
Yeah, it's honestly very scary. What advice would you give someone out in photography?
What advice would
Starting
you
out
give
in
someone starting out in photography? Shoot photos. Keep doing it. Like just keep doing it. Like this, the only way to get better is to keep practicing. So get your friends, get your family, get your dog, get anything, and just take photos. Or go out by yourself and explore the city, explore the forest, explore the parks, and just take photos. That's the only way you're gonna get better is by taking more photos. I must have taken thousands and thousands and thousands of photos of cars before I felt comfortable with charging or confident in my work. Because I was like, this and that. But it just takes practice and learning your camera for sure. Like, if you learn your camera, it helps so much with your settings. Like by now, after I've been using my camera for so long, I can adjust my camera without even looking at it. And by the time I pick it up to my face so I can take a photo, it's already at the settings that I want it to be at. And it's already, pretty close to where I need it to be at. So just practice, and practice more.
So you heard it here first. If you're starting off your little photography career, take his advice. Practice, and just keep shooting.
Yeah, definitely, man.
How do you approach working with a client, or do they approach you?
Both. Most of my professional clients reach out to me so far, and they're just word of mouth. From people that know people that have recommended me because I shot them, and then they went to their boss and showed them the photos, and the photos like, oh, the boss was like, oh wow, I like that, and they want to shoot. But like, so right now I do a lot of like just Instagram people and stuff, and I'll just message them. At first, like social anxiety, super hard to just message somebody and be like, hey, do you want to take photos? But now that's I'm not asking to hang out. I'm asking to take photos. I'm asking to do business. This is not a friendly thing. This is a business transaction.
Exactly.
So that's how I see it. Just message them like, hey, would you be interested in doing a photo shoot sometime? Or they'll message me and say, hey, I love your work. I'd love to work with you sometime. And we do that. Excuse me, sorry. It's just getting over the fears and just going for it. Talking to people. That's number one thing.
I want to take pictures by myself one day. I know people are gonna be like, gay. No.
Nah, dude. So
Nah.
I go out to the city and walk around. I take photos of myself. I never take photos of myself, except for when I need new profile photos for my pages. And
like, all right, it's time to walk the city now.
Yeah, and I but just walk around. I put my tripod up. I put my camera there, and I'll stand there and pose and shit. And sometimes at some point you get over it. You know, you stop worrying about what people think. And so dealing with my anxiety and my depression, I'm very boisterous. I'll start singing and yelling and screaming and dancing and making a big fool of myself, so that way I force people's impression of me instead of me wondering what they're thinking of me. I force them to think, oh, that guy's a fool, or that guy's funny, or that guy's this, or that guy's that. But I make them think what I want them to think before they start thinking other things. So I'm the guy that's walking around with my camera, fucking singing "Para bailar la bamba," and fucking just random ass shit, just screaming and yelling and shit, and it makes me the center of attention, so that way I know people are looking at me, and then they can look away and then not give a fuck about me no more.
Where's your preferred location right now to take pictures?
A lot would be right now with the heat, my studio.
Your studio?
With the heat outside, definitely. But I love shooting. I don't know if you've been to Challenger 7 Park over in the going towards where Burlington used to be at on 517 or 528, whatever that is.
Oh, dude, I haven't been over there in like more than 10 years, so I don't even know where Burlington used to be at.
Yeah, so I think it's like 528 or 518, one of those. By 45. There's a real nice park there that has like a real nice like wood trail, like a wooded plank trail. Hold on, this damn light.
It's all good.
All right. And it's real nice photos. Yeah, it's got nice wood and stuff. But right now it's so damn hot. It ain't it. I'm here in the studio at night and shit.
You should get like one of those really like fancy chairs so I can sit on it and I don't know, take a picture like animals or something.
One of those fancy what? Sorry.
I said you should get one of those big old fancy big ass chairs so I can sit on it and you can take a picture of me like if I'm Thanos or something.
Let's fucking do it. I'll get the chair if you're down for the shoot.
Really?
Yeah, I'll go rent a chair. I don't care.
Oh,
that one of those big giant thrones.
Yeah, like a throne chair. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get one for the studio, but the studio's not very big. So just for storage. But
it looks big from here.
Well, shit, it's big.
It's an optical illusion.
It really is. It's all about illusions, bro. It's all about angles and illusions, lights and shadows.
And you know what? People have the same idea whenever they watch my videos. They're like, "Oh, I love your studio." I was like, "Bro, it's my garage, and I have like the littlest amount of space."
Yeah.
So I think that's freaking awesome because it gives people the impression that wow, this guy's in a freaking like $1 million studio and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Like a freaking 10 feet space right here.
Right. That's how it is. It's all, like I said, it's all about angles and illusions.
Optical illusions. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to ask this question right here because I'm pretty sure you've gotten one. What is the most unusual request you've received from a client?
Feet photos.
Huh?
Feet photos.
Feet photos?
Yeah.
Have you done feet photos?
Anything that pays me, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah,
anybody who does anything, I got you. I've done feet photography. I've done OnlyFans photography. I've done I don't know if I can talk about that.
You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. It's all good.
I never signed the NDA. All right. I can't say the names. I can't say anything, but I can say I shot someone's butthole before.
Oh.
Yeah, that's probably about the weirdest. That's about as weird as it gets.
Was it a guy?
Guy, yeah, it was a
It
guy.
was a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's whatever pays, bro. Whatever pays.
Hey, right? I hope you got paid a pretty good amount because I would not do that for you.
I did.
Okay,
good.
good. There you go. Hey, as long as you got paid big, that's all that matters, really. Hey, fuck it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I got paid like 2 bills.
2 G's.
Take a picture of your booty. What is? Hold on. I'm trying to look at the good question to ask you. Okay, I'm sorry. Lost my spot. Oh, nah. I think you already talked about that. Oh, how do you handle difficult lighting situations?
So luckily for me, with the 2 specific lenses that I use mostly, they absorb a lot of light. So they're very, very big and they absorb a lot of light. So dark situations, they really help out a lot. So having the right equipment helps. And then besides that, just adjusting to it. If it's too bright, go hide under a tree and take photos there. If you're too dark, find a little bit of light, even off of your phone, and adjust whatever you can. Or if you don't have your lights with you, do whatever you can. Yeah, just learning how to angle people the right way.
Yeah, learn how to work with situations so you can use it to your advantage.
Correct. Work with what you got and make it work.
And last question that I have for you, which I'm asking this for myself as well because I handle this pretty bad sometimes. How do you handle negative feedback or criticism?
So I don't. Negative feedback and criticism is an interesting one. I see it more as constructive than. I mean, well, no, I'm lying. There is constructive, and then there's negative feedback. Constructive criticism tells you, hey, you're doing this wrong. Here's how you could do it better. Negative feedback and criticism to me is like, hey, you're doing that wrong, and they leave it at that. But if they help you figure it out, it helps a lot. I handle it decently well because, like we said before, nobody's a bigger critic of us than we are. So, like, nobody can tell me anything that I haven't told myself 1,000 times before while I'm sitting there at a computer at fucking 2 a.m. wondering, if I should be doing this anymore or not.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like this is what I do like about this being live. Like you were saying earlier. If you had to sit and edit it, I could imagine how much harder it would be to convince yourself to do it, because if we mess up, if we have a silent moment, if I stumble, if my light turns off, and I'm like shit, and I had to edit that, I wouldn't want to do it. I'd be like, I trash the whole thing, just get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Try again some other time. But with this, it being live, like you gotta be on and you gotta be getting it right, man. So, I that's cool, but you just take it in stride. Like someone tells you, hey, I didn't like that. Just think to yourself, does it matter what they think or not?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't matter what they think, then fuck them. My main thing is, I don't know if you play video games or not. Everybody's an NPC. If they're not me or my family, it's an NPC, non-player character. They don't fucking matter. Like this is a simulation and nobody matters but you and your family, and that's it. So for me, if anybody thinks anything of me, if anybody says, hey, I don't like your photography, hey, your photography sucks or whatever, I don't give a shit. So long as my people like it, that's all I care about.
Right?
Yeah. So
that's really all that matters, man.
Yeah. So long as you like it and the people you're with like it, that's all that matters. Nobody else matters.
This is one of those things that I struggle with, man. Like, there's times where I look back, I have to watch my episodes back most of the time, and I do. There are times where I'm just like, fuck, why did I say that? Like, whatever, it's gonna be out there already. Like, I have to kind of fight with myself on it. Like, hey, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it's already done. It's already there. Like, well, why even edit it out? Whatever, give people the raw footage, because there's nothing more genuine about it.
Yeah, man.
They're getting the most out of me.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why I like doing it live, because you never have to contemplate whether you are or not gonna upload it. Either way, I'm uploading every other week,
Yeah.
because there's some times where I just want a week off or whatnot. But I'm
Okay.
still giving people, I'm still staying a little consistent, just so just so I don't have to fight with myself too much
Yeah, man.
on it, I guess.
I'd say consistency is definitely key.
Yeah.
Staying consistent is difficult, but I'm definitely more consistent doing this than I am going to the gym. I'll tell you that. I never go to the gym, but like, because this is my excuse. Like, should I go to the gym or should I edit photos? I gotta edit photos. I got shit to do. I can't
you gotta
do
make
it.
money. Hey, you're gonna
Yeah.
make money. You're gonna make money.
That's my excuse, man. But yeah, like consistency and just keep trying, I guess.
Man, hell yeah, bro. First off, let me go ahead and thank you. Thank you so much for being a guest on my show, like on the podcast. Because you were very honored to be on, and I'm very happy that you were, honestly, because there's I don't know, I just always think the worst. I'm like, man, he's probably gonna say he's busy or whatever, but it's cool, But you were like spot on, like happy as hell.
Oh, dude, I've seen your episodes. I haven't seen them all, but I've seen some of them, and I just think it's so like. I love because so many of my friends say, I want to do a podcast, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, or I want to do this and that. You're fucking doing it. Like, at the end of the day, you're doing this shit. Like, that's so cool to me that you're someone that says they're gonna do something and does it. No matter, you're dealing with your anxiety, you're dealing with your issues. Everybody has issues. You work, you got shit to do, you got kids, but you find the time to do what you want to do because you said you were gonna do it, and that's it. You know, that's what I love. That Vettel with her clothing line. I love that shit. That's why I helped her with her photo shoots. We did a bunch of photo shoots and stuff because I love the fact that she was doing something. I'm all about people doing things that they said they're gonna do. Yeah, I fucking love. So when you told me you wanted me to be a guest on it, I was like, hell yeah. I need to, awesome. I need to get my. Like I said, that's why I was here yesterday. Setting up my chair, setting up my.
You were
camera,
setting it
my
up.
Light. Yeah, I was setting everything up. I was testing this shit, looking ridiculous. I had to go get a haircut for this. I don't ever get haircuts.
Bro, I just noticed that you did get a haircut.
Yeah, I got a haircut. I cut my beard a little. Like I cut like 3 inches off my beard for this.
That's so funny. You did need a haircut. Yeah, I was like, man, my boy needs a haircut, but whatever. Whatever. Come as you are. I forgot all about that.
I was like, shit, look at this, man. I was like, I gotta go get my haircut. I drove all the way here. The studio is an hour away from my job, and it's 30 minutes from my house. So I drove from work here so I could get this shit set up. So I've been setting everything up. I got my fan in here. I went and bought the microphones. I went and bought this cable that I needed for this thing. I was like, I need to make sure everything's gonna be good because I'm honored to be on your show, man. Like I'm honored to be a part of you, like a part of your work. That's awesome to me.
Hey, man, thank you so much. You definitely have to send me that link to the microphone because I can hear you perfectly.
I said, yeah, for sure, man. It's just cheap. When I say cheap, they're called Sarmonic. I'll send you the link. They were, they're decent. I haven't heard how they sound yet, but if they sound good, then hell yeah.
Yeah, they sound good, man. Like, whenever you watch back, you're gonna be able to listen to them.
For sure, I'm gonna watch it back on my way home right now.
Oh,
if it's already up, I'm watching on my way home.
Yeah, it's gonna, as soon as we're done, it's gonna be already uploaded anyway. So I'm telling you.
How long have we been going?
It's been an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh shit! You can't even tell, dude. Like
I'm telling you, man. Everybody always says that, and it's funny because that you mentioned that right now. Because everybody that gets so nervous to even be on because they're so camera shy. They think to themselves like, well, we're not gonna have a lot to talk about. Like, they think to themselves like, well, this is gonna be the longest hour of my life. As soon as we're done, even people always tell me like, wow, that was an hour. Like, it felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah, like for sure, dude. Like I feel like we could keep doing this because I guess because you have it's dope that you have your questions set up and everything,
Yeah.
because you've thought about this stuff. Like you've thought about it's a whole thing. So it's awesome.
Yeah, man. I definitely don't want us to be like too quiet because let's be honest, I don't think I've ever had a time where like both me and the guests were just quiet.
Yeah.
But I would hate to ever run into a situation like that. That's why I'm always prepared for it. Like I gotta have questions for anything.
Yeah. So speaking of that, like I said, I've got 99% of the people that I work with. I've had very good conversations with very good clicks. Like we talk, we mesh. I've had one experience where it just didn't happen, bro, and it was so awkward. Like I didn't even like the photos because of we just didn't connect. We just I don't know. Like I tell a joke that always works with everybody else.
Yeah.
And shut down, bro. Just shut down hard. And I was like, all right, say something else. Say something, like keep the conversation going. Make this or make that. And they were just like stone cold, just dead.
Just silent.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it sucks.
You know what you know the funny thing that I'm just realizing now that we're having this conversation, that I noticed that podcast Ricky and real life Ricky are two different people. And I'm just now noticing that, because if you were to see me outside the podcast, I would probably not say a word to you. Not necessarily you yourself, because I've known you since high school, but just people in general. People probably think I'm like the most like talkative person in the world, like easygoing, easy to get to have a conversation with. That's not the case at all. Because my coworkers, I'm pretty sure, like, it's funny because I have this not really a coworker because I don't really work there, but I would say the colleague. Mm-hmm. There's a colleague of mine that it took him 4 months to even get a word out of me.
Jeez.
And it took one of my friends who's actually been on this podcast. His name's Pablo. It took him almost a year to get a word out of me.
Wow.
And I told him it's not because I don't like you in specific, but I'm just more into myself. Like I'm just like, okay, I need to do what I need to do. Anxiety has played a huge role in my everyday life. So of course I need to do what I need to do in order to survive the day. Mm-hmm. It's not because I don't like people. It's because of the way I am.
Yeah.
And honestly, the podcast has made a huge impact on my life. As much as as negative as the voices in my head like to be, it's honestly made a great impact on my life. And quite honestly, I hope that I never let that negative voice, negative thoughts ever, be too much to the point that I just quit the podcast, that I just stop uploading, stop inviting people over. Yeah. Because honestly, this is a great thing. I like having a conversation with somebody. Because I feel like I'm more open. Like I'm saying, like once I hit live on the streaming service, guess what? I'm on. Yeah. I will not shut up.
That's what's so cool, man.
Exactly, man. And I hope that I made a good impression on you for you to come back again.
Dude, I was literally about to tell you, anytime you need somebody, anytime you feel like you're out of it and you don't want to shoot, but you need to shoot, hit me up. The short notice or whatever. I got my shit now. I know I got tape marks all over the floor now where all my shit needs to go. So anytime you need to do a video, you let me know. If the people want to see it, I got you. I'm here for you. Anytime you need me to want to shoot, I'm sure we can bullshit about other things. I'm sure we can talk about other stuff and just make shit up, bro. If anything.
Oh yeah, bro. Now I appreciate you. Like I said, being on the podcast for this special episode. Honestly, it was all about you, as you could tell. The shooter. We wanted to see your perspective on how it is. Yeah, the shooter. I don't know. It just came to me. I was like, the shooter. Okay. I was like, either this man thinks I'm a photographer, or he thinks I shot somebody, and this is like thinks I'm a hitman.
This is me admitted to a crime or something. I was like, shit.
Nah, but yeah, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for reminiscing about the old times as well. I'm pretty
for sure, man.
It's been years since we last talked, since we last conversed. So it was great, man. And I hope even even our old school buddies can see this and they're like, whoa, like, what can I do to come on? You know, like,
Hell yeah, man.
I could talk about anything, bro. It doesn't necessarily have to be about your profession. We can talk about real life stuff.
Yeah, like
Talk about what's going on in the world.
most definitely. You can talk about anything, dude. Like, what goes on at work, what goes on at home, what goes on with your kids, what goes on with family, boyfriend, girlfriend, they, them,
Exactly.
whatever you got to deal with. You know,
Exactly. Yeah. Hey,
all of it.
hard times in here. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, man. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the episode already. It's been an hour and 30 minutes, but like you said, man, we can keep going for hours and hours.
Hell yeah, man. Like I said, anytime you want me to come back, if it was a good experience, invite me back. I'd be happy to come back, man. Hell yeah.
No, absolutely, brother. I thank you so much for offering your services to me.
Of course.
And I'll be sure to hit you up if I'm pretty sure my wife's gonna hit you up, or my sister too.
It'd be great.
We
I'd be
already
happy
know.
to. Hell yeah.
Hey, man, thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go already. All right, bro.
All right, brother. I'll see you later, man.
All right, man. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. Great episode tonight. I definitely felt the vibes there. It's my old school buddy. I haven't talked to him in like over 10 years. So, yeah, it's definitely been a long time since I last conversed with him. But, like, honestly, it felt like we didn't skip a beat. We were never, it was never a dull moment. And I greatly appreciate him, even giving me the opportunity to have him over. Because, I always have that fear that what if people will say, like, nah, man, I got better things to do, which it has never been the case. But, you just never know. You just got to be, I'm always prepared to, for the worst things to happen, of course. But yeah, thank you so much for everybody who joined the live. It's going to be right there on YouTube and Facebook. Later on, you can just go ahead and rewatch the whole episode. Like I said, it was a great conversation with my buddy here, Ricky. We share the same name. Anyways, but yeah, man, it was a great conversation. Go ahead and like us and follow us on Facebook if you haven't. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't as well. And yeah, man, hopefully I can get my cousin in next week. I understand that, I want to have her mostly because I feel like I feel like we can have a good conversation too. My cousin Christina from San Antonio. I hope to get her on next week. If not, I'll figure something out, guys. Like I always do. But yeah, thank you everybody who joined us on the conversation. I know he was very educational with this whole profession. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me once again, and I will see you all next Tuesday. All right, guys.